Punch Wrong Boxing, a.k.a. Mr. Moonshine himself, a.k.a. El Adobo, a.k.a. El Sazón, a.k.a. El Borracho. Ladies and gentlemen, I hear, I see, I read a lot of inconsistency in reference to Demetrius Andrade. Now, hold up, ladies and gentlemen. I know. A lot of boxing fans has been frustrated how the career of Demetrius Andrade has gone. A lot of people put blame on Demetrius Andrade. But to be honest, well, I was reading comments yesterday as I posted several videos of the interview that I had with Demetrius Andrade and the press conference yesterday. I'm like, yo, this is over-exaggeration bashing right now. Like, I'm just reading the comments and I rarely see nothing positive. Like, yo, I rarely hear, yo, let's make that fight with Charlo and Demetrius Andrade. Like, yo, let's be honest. Let's be clear, y'all. The middleweight division is one of the prestige divisions in the sport of boxing. And there's only one champion that's actually calling out other middleweight champions. There's only one champion that's really calling out to unify the titles. There's only one champion that's going to the press conferences, that's going to the ring. He went to the press conferences of Jamal Charlo. He stepped inside the ring after the Triple G fight. He went to Canelo Alvarez, but of course, it's Canelo Alvarez. He's just trying to get something. Of course, Canelo Alvarez, shout out to Canelo Alvarez, going to become 5-division world champion, go to the cruiserweight. You already know he's a newly super middleweight, undisputed 4-division world champion, a walking Hall of Fame, right now currently pound for pound, right? So people, of course, going to call out for the best. But this man has been calling everybody out and physically have appeared in these guys' presence. So when I read a bunch of bashing, over-exaggeration bashing, and then the overkill, yo, the overkill is, but in 154, that's what happened when he took Lara. That's what happened when he took Jamal Charlo. Like, yo, brothers and sisters, yo, that's almost 7 years ago. Or get over that, y'all. Like, y'all still using that talking point? Like, these guys already making like triple, quadruple more money, and actually they fight now will actually be better now. Or everybody know their name, and financially they're gonna get quadruple money what they was gonna get before. Before, they wasn't even talking about millions. Now, of course, there's a lot of managers. I ain't trying to be no damn managers, but let's be honest, let's be clear here, y'all. This fight now, Charlo and Demetrius Andrade, will be pay-per-view. Demetrius Andrade, Triple G will be pay-per-view. Triple G versus Charlo will be pay-per-view. I know they ain't the zone, you know what I'm saying, except for Charlo, but you gotta understand what I'm trying to say, y'all. Like, I don't understand, like, why is he getting this over-exaggeration bashing? Like, I understand if a guy ain't going out there. Like, I'm gonna give you an example, right? I don't like the way that Gary Russell Jr.'s career has gone. But Gary Russell Jr. ain't going out his way and going to these fights and to press conferences and pushing for the fight. I thought we liked that as fans. I thought we liked that, the guy that's going out there trying to get the fight. I thought we was fans of that. But it seems like when it comes to Demetrius Andrade, a lot of people don't keep it consistent. It's like, yeah, of course, yo, I love the Canelo Alvarez cartelo. Get the fuck out of here, man. Payday, I want payday. Funny. Hey, that's historic. You know what I'm saying? That's always going to be, you know, one of the funniest moments, right? But I don't knock Demetrius Andrade for going to Canelo Alvarez and asking for a fight. I don't knock him for going to inside the ring to Triple G and asking for a fight. We don't hear Triple G. Well, he's gonna fight Murata. Even though that's a unification belt, but he just got the belt because Canelo Alvarez vacated his belt. Like, y'all, what do we want? Like, you know what I'm saying? So for other fighters, all the promoters get the blame if fights don't come to fruition. All the side of the street BS. We blame Bob Arum, we blame Eddie Hearn, we blame Oscar De La Hoya, we blame PBC. But when it comes to Demetrius Andrade, and I did a video about this before, everything is a Demetrius Andrade. It's his fault. Again, yo, stop with the overkill. That's yo, to be honest, all that shit is irrelevant now, bro. That he didn't fight Lara and Charlo. Goodness gracious. Wow. There is a lot of fight that does not come through fruition, bro. There's a lot of fights that we always ask for that doesn't come through fruition. Like, man, I let that go a long time ago. For me, it's like, people still talk about that. Like, see, that's what happens when he didn't fight Lara. So we're gonna hold that over his head for the rest of his career? Like, y'all really care about Lara now? You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all really cared about how many people watched the Jermell Charlo versus Brian Castaño undisputed bout? How much did the boxing world really cared about an undisputed bout? Because a lot of people was not promoting it. They was not marketing it. Mass media wasn't marketing it. And that's unfortunate. But it's funny that people be like, oh, he didn't fight these guys. But nobody's even giving those guys the same respect when they going for legacy. Like, ain't nobody right now even pushing. Ain't nobody stressing. Hey, yo, Jermell Charlo fight Brian Castaño right now. I think people just want to use excuses and you know, to create their own narrative and to create their own angle. And we want to see a unification bout in the middleweight division, one of the prestige division of the sport of boxing. And why am I vouching for Demetrius Andrade? Because Demetrius Andrade is the only one that I hear constantly asking for these fights. Yet, he's the one that's getting bashed for the fights in 160. Ladies and gentlemen, we in 160. Ladies and gentlemen, the 154. Demetrius Andrade in 154 was long ago. Get over it. Get over it. This is 160. He's a champion. He's with the zone. He's with Matchroom. Like, they should get they should have some type of responsibility over not getting the Demetrius Andrade the type of fight that he deserves and wants. That his legacy, and I believe not only Demetrius Andrade, but I believe that every champion deserves to unify, to get the opportunity to unify. Why is making it so hard? And why? This is the reason why fans that keep on with this, Demetrius Andrade is boring. Demetrius Andrade, what happened with Lara and Charlo in 154? Demetrius Andrade hasn't fought nobody. I keep that same narrative. The other fighters, they feeding off that narrative. They using your narrative as an excuse to not fight them. Stop with the narrative, y'all. Stop it already, boxing fans. Stop. Stop with the overkill. Lord, come on. The same comment that I read, I could go 3 years ago and read the same comments. Like, get over it. Like, he's asking for the fight now. He's in position to get the fight now. He's in position to get the fight now. He got a belt. He got the money. He got the representative that's willing to make the fight. We should put pressure on the Charlos. We should put pressure on Triple G. Triple G is getting a, you know why Triple G is getting a pass? You know why Triple G is getting a pass for not fighting these guys? Because ain't nobody pressuring Triple G. Because people still stuck on Triple G and Canelo Alvarez, the trilogy. I don't want to see that shit. Canelo Alvarez will whoop his ass. That's why Triple G is getting a pass and he's fighting under the radar. Because y'all so focused on bashing Demetrius Andrade for wanting a Triple G fight, and you're not bashing Triple G for not giving Demetrius Andrade a fight. And forget about giving. That's a unification about to enhance their legacy versus an undefeated champion. A guy that's regarded by the pugilists of the sport of boxing, one of the most skillful fighters of this generation, regardless if you feel, oh, he's boring, he's this. Ladies and gentlemen, his contemporaries know exactly who he is. Let's not forget, Demetrius Andrade in one of the best class, in the 07-08 class, he was with Gary Russell Jr. Bud Crawford, Mikey Garcia, Keith Thurman, Danny Garcia, the Charlo brothers, Porter, Daniel Jacobs, Charles Hatley, Wilder. All these guys, guess who was number one in the country? Guess who was number one in the country? Demetrius Andrade. They know who the hell Demetrius Andrade is. But yeah, when y'all say, well, nobody knows him, y'all, again, y'all, the fans, y'all feeding this, y'all feeding the narrative. And while y'all feed the narrative, and that shit, the narrative is heavy, guess what? It's easy for him to be avoided. High risk, low reward. Who said it was going to be low reward? How can a belt be low reward? See? That's why I mean people, the contradictions and the inconsistency. So a belt now is a low reward. You want fighters to fight for a legacy, but then the same fans will say high risk and low reward. But eventually tells us that him being a champion is nothing. That a belt is nothing. But then the same fans are arguing about, oh, this person is not undisputed, he needs the belt. So let me know when a belt is important for y'all. So when Demetrius Andrade got a belt, it's not important. He's a low reward. But when we want somebody to fight for a champion, it's high reward, and we want them to go for legacy. Again, I see some inconsistency, y'all. Inconsistency when it comes to Demetrius Andrade. And I'm just calling how I see it. Calling it how I see it. At this point, no, I don't think that Canelo Alvarez is going to go back to 160. He's going to the cruiserweight. So that ship has sailed. But a Charlo, Demetrius Andrade, Triple G, Demetrius Andrade. In my opinion, Andrade and Charlo can't retire without fighting each other. And look, can you imagine that Demetrius Andrade ends his career without having a legacy fight, us knowing that he was pursuing those fights? I mean, we talk, the boxing fans, we talk good game. We always own these fighters about legacy, about wanting fights. Y'all be bashing this dude, overly bashing. I can understand the frustration. I'm a fan. I've been a Boo Boo fan since the amateurs. I'm a fan of a lot of fighters. And then at one point, and of course, Jason Quigley, do we like the fight? No, we don't like the fight. But it may be if we overly pressure the fight that we know should happen, but we're not. People rather talk about Charlo versus Benavidez. People rather talk about what's next for Canelo Alvarez and Charlo. No. Charlo, Andrade. That's it. Push that as fans. Triple G gonna fight Murata. Andrade, Charlo. Charlo, Andrade. No Canelo for neither of these guys. Canelo has done enough, and he's out of the middleweight division. It's time to put pressure in the middleweight division. And it's time for people to get behind the pressure that Demetrius Andrade is trying to put on these dudes. Get behind that pressure. Support that pressure. Because at the end of the day, that's what we want. So let me know. Are you gonna just be the one that's gonna be like, well, he ain't fight nobody in 54 all day? Is that gonna be you? Or you gonna be the fan that be like, hey, yo, because I know for sure if Canelo Alvarez was going to these press conferences, if he was in the same position, and we know the ability of Canelo Alvarez, and Canelo Alvarez going out to these press conferences, hey, you want to fight me? You're going to fight me, and he's talking to Charlo. You go to a Charlo press conference. You're going to fight me. If Canelo Alvarez does that to Triple G, hey, you're going to fight me. Fight me right now. Huh? Come on, get this payday, punk. everybody will love it. We all love it. Let's be honest, we will all love it. We will all love the call out. When it comes to the meat on Andrade, is just like Canelo say, get the fuck out of here, man. Inconsistency. Well, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, get my updated videos. Let's just put our energy in the right place. That's all I'm saying. Let's put our energy in the right place. Let's put our energy in the right place.